Finally, Hunter Biden might have some charges coming for all the insanity that he's been doing. If you've been paying attention, the things that this kid has done is disgusting. Not only in connection with China and Burisma and all the other things, but talking about his laptop and the images that were on that laptop and videos and the disgusting, inhumane crap that this guy's been doing. I hope to God the FBI puts this kid up on the wall and blasts it and makes everybody aware that you don't act like that if you want to be an absolute normal citizen. My name is Tom. I'm reporting with the Daily Beltway today. If it's your first time here, please click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on the latest breaking news. Also, if you guys could like, comment, and share, because you know there's not a lot of good conservative channels left on YouTube. There's quite a few, but not as many as we need. So do what you can to help share the message, and let's get out here and change America for the better. Today, reporting with the Fox News, it says feds weigh charges against Hunter Biden. Outcome of years-long case could be imminent, sources say. Federal investigators are weighing whether to charge Hunter Biden with various tax and foreign lobbying violations, false statements, and more, with a former official telling Fox News that an outcome to the case could be imminent. Finally, Fox News first reported in July that federal investigation to President Biden's son had reached a critical stage. Hunter Biden had been under federal investigation since 2018. The investigation is being conducted by Delaware U.S. Attorney David Weiss, a prosecutor appointed by former President Trump. But don't forget, it is Biden's home state, Delaware. He's got a ton of connections there, and that's probably why Hunter Biden hasn't gone to jail for having 8,000 pounds of crack cocaine on him and picking up hookers every other day. I know for a fact if Donald Trump's kids were doing that, they would have been in jail, I don't know, the second that they did that, because they had all the creepy guys in the grounds with like their goggles on watching them. But if you're a Biden, there is a second way that the law, just people avoid it because, Democrats and liberal medias just won't ever expose the truth. Fox News reported in July that the federal grand jury looking into Hunter Biden's business dealings wrapped up its latest term in June and expired. A source at the time said no charges had been filed. Shocking. But that needs to happen. That kid needs to go to jail. I mean, they're just talking about right now, the federal judges and the grand juries and everything else, they're only talking about his business dealings in China, and they're talking about a random gun that he has. They're completely ignoring the fact of the thousands of photos of kitties on his phone and laptop, as well as images of him doing drugs, picking up hookers, abusing them, and doing all sorts of crazy things. We're going to cut over to a quick video from Fox News.
Ultimately, Martha, Attorney General Merrick Garland, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, these are characters that are being briefed on the Hunter Biden investigation.
Everybody should be scared that it's Merrick Garland. Do you think that this guy, even though he's a Trump appointee, he also signed off on the Mar-a-Lago raid, do you really think that he's going to do something, 34 days before an election, that he's going to have the President of the United States' son arrested for, wrongful lobbying charges or whatever else? I also think that these charges might even just be a cover-up for the crazy crap that's been going on before. Let's continue.
We reported on Fox News just about a month and a half ago that the grand jury looking into potential charges for Hunter Biden ended its term over the summer.
It's, again, because they're not going to try to bring charges. This is just going to be a wild goose thing. I hope to God that they actually follow through on something and let the American people know that Lady Liberty is, in fact, blind to the rich or the powerful, and that the justice system will hold everybody accountable. Let's continue.
It's possible that prosecutors went back to a new grand jury to bring more information to a grand jury to try to get charges, or it's possible what the Washington Post at this point is reporting is based off of that original grand jury. We've heard about this laptop. We know that
they had better peg him to the wall for the laptop. I mean, I don't even want to tell you guys to Google what was on the laptop, because even Googling that can probably put you in prison. That's how bad the stuff was that was on his laptop, not even including his cell phone. I mean, he's like, it's just wild. Just some of the clips, if you look on Twitter and other places, they have some of the non-illegal photos, meaning you won't go to jail for just looking at some of this stuff. But just the absolute lifestyle that this dude lives is unhealthy. I mean, if Charlie Sheen and God, pick some crazy liberal dude, had a baby, it would be Hunter Biden banging 10-gram rocks, you know, cocaine and drinking tiger blood. This dude's absolutely bonkers.
FBI began investigating Hunter Biden back in 2018.
They weren't doing a good job because all the stuff that he's been doing, he's kept on doing. He hasn't stopped or halted or done anything outside of whatever. He has not stopped or changed his lifestyle at all. So the feds are doing an absolute effing horrible job of tracking what this kid's doing.
Bob Alinsky was on Tucker Carlson a couple nights ago, a former business partner of Hunter Biden. So
if you guys have not followed the Burisma stuff going on, Joe Biden said that he withheld federal money and federal aid packages to Ukraine before the Russia stuff, just because he wanted the investigator that was investigating Hunter Biden taken off the case. Bragged about it on television, and that was like just the amount of corruption in that is absolutely psychotic. And they wanted to impeach Trump. They did impeach Trump over some stupid phone call to Zelensky or to Ukraine saying, hey, why don't you guys investigate this? And they're saying, oh, that's, you know, political corruption. But then you could take a photo and hold up a sign saying Joe Biden literally bragged on television about withholding billions of dollars from these guys over his son, Hunter Biden. It's psychotic. What world do we live in? What America do we have? The lawlessness is just insane. Unless you're a liberal Democrat, you can get away with whatever. But if you're a Republican or a conservative, you're going to be hammered to the wall, square one, day one, period. You can jaywalk and you're going to jail for it if you're a Republican, apparently. But if you're a Democrat or you're the son of a president, you could smoke crack, get hookers, have your laptop with a bunch of kitty crap on it that anybody in this country should go to jail for. And now you got this schmuck walking around free and clear.
It's up to the Department of Justice, not the FBI, to make a decision on charging Hunter Biden. And
who's the president is in control of that and making the appointees, even though it's supposed to be a longer term so they avoid political corruption. You know damn well that guy's doing whatever he needs to do to control things.
I will end with this, Martha. The DOJ has I want to say it's not a written rule, but to not charge someone before an election.
That is the stupidest rule ever. If somebody's doing something stupid and you know about it, I mean, why is it now a crisis that, oh, hey, well, we know that he did all these bad things, but because there's an election coming up, well, we can't charge him. And then in the meantime, Russia, war, this and that, and everybody forgets about what's happening, and it's no longer a big news cycle. Come February, March, they're not going to bring charges against him. It's just an absolute travesty what this nation has become. You know, there is no charges coming for this prick. There's nothing that's going to be coming from it. There is all the evidence in the world. There are gigabytes of evidence on his laptop and cell phone of wrongdoing, including text messages, chains, emails, everything, saying, hey, don't forget to take a cutout for the big guy, meaning Joe Biden. They are refusing to hold these people accountable. It's a travesty. Getting back to Fox News here, a former senior Justice Department told Fox News on Thursday, though, that the government does not need to have an active grand jury in order to file charges as part of a plea agreement. That official also told Fox News that renewed focus on the investigation, especially by the media, suggests a disposition or resolution may be imminent in advance of a possible Republican takeover of the House of Representatives. These guys are terrified that Republicans like Matt Gaetz and Boebert, and you've got MTG, all these people that are willing to go to the wall to put this guy in the middle in jail because they've got a copy of his laptop. They've got copies of his cell phones. Matt Gaetz entered his laptop into congressional evidence, meaning that for the rest of history, all of the evidence the FBI could ever possibly dream of, it would be a prosecutor's like wet dream to have this information. And he entered into congressional testimony. All Merrick Garland's got to do is walk 2 blocks down the street, go to the go over to the Library of Congress, pull that thing out, get a transcript forward from Congress, have 3 agents that ain't stupid, I should probably bleep that out, but who aren't stupid enough, who can figure out how to load a drive image onto a computer like all these other techno people on the internet have done. You have all the evidence in the world you could ever possibly need. Congressional Republicans have vowed to use subpoena power if they take majority to investigate Hunter Biden. Thank God. A spokesperson for Weiss declined to comment on whether a new grand jury has been impaneled. Attorney General Merrick Garland and Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco have been briefed on the investigation. Well, I'm sure. It's all because of this guy right here. They're going to push it underneath the rug. Fox News reported in July that Weiss and Justice Department officials were looking into whether to charge Hunter Biden with various tax violations and more seriously possible foreign lobbying violations. What about all the kiddie stuff? What about the drugs? What about the prostitution? What about the massive crazy rings and stuff that he's involved in? What about Ukraine? Oh boy. The source at the time said Hunter Biden could face possible false statement charges. Well, he clearly lied to investigators if he's not in jail right now. The Washington Post on Thursday reported that a possible false statement charge could be related to whether he lied during a gun purchase in 2018. That's it. That's all these guys got, is a gun purchase in 2018. Noted. Fox News first reported last year that police have responded in 2018 to an incident in which a gun owned by Hunter Biden was thrown in a trash can outside of a market in Delaware. A source with knowledge of the October 23, 2018 police report told Fox News that it indicated that Hallie Biden, the widow of President Biden's late son, Beau, who was in a relationship with Hunter Biden at the time. Yeah, take that in. Let's read that again. Hallie Biden, the widow of President Biden's late son, Beau, meaning Hunter's brother, was having an affair with Hunter at the time, threw a gun owned by Hunter into a dumpster behind a market near a school. If they wrote a sitcom on television, like if they had a sitcom, this would be so far-fetched, nobody would believe it. It probably would be beyond, it would be X-rated, number one, because anything that this guy's been doing is absolutely psychotic. Anyways, it says a firearm transaction report reviewed by Fox News indicated that Hunter Biden purchased a gun earlier that month. Okay. On the firearm transaction report, Hunter Biden answered in the negative to a question that asked if he was an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic, or any other controlled substance. In 2014, Hunter Biden was discharged from the Navy for testing positive for cocaine. He was also on video on his phone. If they need more evidence, they can just look at the laptop that's in congressional records. Thank you to Matt Gaetz on that one. And you can see him smoking crack in that video. You can see him doing a ton of marijuana. You can see him banging lines of cocaine that would make Rick James and all the others shy away just from the insanity. They probably get an overdose. Hunter Biden's lawyer, Chris Clark, told Fox News that it is a federal felony for a federal agent to leak information about a grand jury investigation such as this one. Okay, well, what about all the other leaks that are happening out there right now? And if this was Trump, they would have had the guy's blood type out in the news by now. And it says, any agent you cite as a source in your article apparently has committed such a felony, Clark said. We expect the Department of Justice will diligently investigate and prosecute such bad actors. They should also diligently investigate and prosecute your bad actor of a client, Attorney Clark. As is proper and legally required, we believe the prosecutors in this case are diligently and thoroughly weighing not just evidence provided by agents, but also all other witnesses in this case, including witnesses for the defense, Clark continued. That is a job of the prosecutors. They should not be pressured, rushed, or criticized for doing their job. I absolutely agree with his statement on that, because we are a nation that you are innocent until proven guilty. And Hunter Biden does deserve his day in court. 1,000% on that. I agree. But looking at all of the videos that this kid has, looking at the videos of him smoking crack with this crack pipe, and then talking about hookers and paying chicks to get out of the room and all this other crazy stuff he was doing, including the alleged underage people that showed up in his photos and images, jail time. Therefore, a rendition of the case from such an agent is inherently biased, one-sided, and inaccurate, Clark said. It is regrettable that law enforcement appears to be violating the law to prejudice a case against a person who is a target simply because of his family name. A source told Fox News that no final decision has been made on whether to charge Hunter Biden and stressed that the investigation is ongoing. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware declined to comment on the possible charges. Just want to say, the absolute crap show that's going to happen if Hunter Biden does get some charges thrown his way, it's necessary. It's going to be painful for the country. It's going to be painful for a lot of people around him. It's going to be painful for himself. And quite honestly, if this was Trump's son, Don Jr., that was having videos like Hunter Biden has, we would be calling for the same thing. Because it doesn't matter what end of the political spectrum you are. I mean, when you're smoking crack, doing hookers, taking billions of dollars from the United States, making crazy deals with China and other government organizations to take money out of Americans' pockets, lining up, natural gas pipeline, a natural gas, pyramid scheme is really the only way to say it. And then having your father, who was a vice president at the time, withhold billions of dollars in aid until they comply. If Trump's kids were doing that, we'd all be calling for them to go to jail too. Let me know your comments and the thoughts below, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Man, this guy, every time I talk about Hunter, it just blows my mind how he's not in jail. What do you guys think? Is he innocent? Have you seen any of the stuff that's been out there about him? Have you seen the videos? Have you guys watched the new movie, Hunter, that just came out? You should check it out. God bless America. Have a great day.